Drink.
We're on.
Alright, Kaz. I'll need a crinkle soon, but not yet. But anyway, right. Now, this story is about my grandfather, Bill William Meadows, who was the postmaster for Hikurangi. And this would be after he moved up from Huntly and married my grandmother, Nellie Purdy, in Hikurangi, and when they first brought in the census for the counting the Maori populations, which back in the day they didn't bother because, well, you know, this would be something about, okay, I am going to say something like about 1950s, after the war anyway. I'm guessing, but I might be wrong. But it was when he was a junior clerk, so it could be actually before the war. I'm not sure. But anyway, when they brought the census in to count the number of kids for the social welfare system, and as postmaster, it was only government, well, actually postmaster was a big role back in the day. So he would go around and he got a government ration for the Chev. He used to drive around. Not sure, well, Chevs were around before and after the war, so I'm still not sure about the exact date. But someone can check up on when they actually did the census on Maori kids, and that would be about that time. So he came out at Whananaki to because Hikurangi, being the postmaster there, Whananaki is under his administration, and he'd drive up if he could get to the place, or even walk up tracks and stuff like that as far as he could drive, and then walk the rest of the way, because it was all, you had to drive through a ford at the bottom of the cutting. Back then it was all metal, and anyway, he'd go to from household to spot houses, and he had some binoculars. He'd spot a house, and then he'd go up to it, and then he'd fill in had this forms, and it asks them, I'm filling in the census for how many children you've got, so you can get government assistance. Right, and like, this is back in the days when people didn't give a shit. I mean, you could be wearing a flour sack, so your rough clothing, mate, as long as it fucking kept you warm, it wasn't really a thing. So no, but after a while, and without being racist or saying they all look the same, he began to notice something, that every single house he went to had a high number of kids, and like 13 kids per house, and like pretty much every time. And because the roads were so bad, it took him ages to get up the driveways or as far as he could get. And what he did, he visited one site and said, I'm just going down the road for a bit. And then he kind of pulled over in his car, and he got his binoculars out and watched the hill that was between the next house, and he saw all these kids race over the hill and into the next house, eh? And mate, he laughed and he didn't mind. He ticked them off, eh, mate? Every family's got a ton of kids. And mate, one thing, he was character, my grandfather, but he wasn't a racist. He said, test the system. It's not your job to fix the system, just test it. So, yep, that's the story of when my grandfather was the census taker out here. The end.